best boxing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the State House Convention Center here in Little Rock, Arkansas, where tonight DiBella Entertainment, in association with WallStreet.com Sportsbook and Casino, the brand name of boxing, Everlast, America's #1 bourbon, Jim Beam, and BetSBG.com. All the bouts are sanctioned by the state of Arkansas, Governor Mike Huckabee, and the Arkansas State Athletic Commission Secretary Claude Carpenter. For this first contest, the 3 judges scoring at ringside will be Sonny Ingram, Jim Limburg, and Russ Perrimore. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Joe Miller. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing. This is in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing light blue trimmed with white and weighed in officially at 219.5 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding one. 14 victories, including 10 knockouts with only 1 defeat. He comes to us from Wyandotte, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Eric Stone Kold Kirkland. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and weighing in at 223 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 16 bouts, 16 victories, including 14 knockouts. He's from North Philly, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here's the undefeated Derek, the One Man Riot, Bryant.
So that sets the stage for our first fight. They'll meet in the center of the ring.
Okay, guys, you got your instructions earlier. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Okay, I want to have a good, clean fight. Let's touch them up and come out on the bell.
And with that, we're set to go. Lou Duba in the corner of Eric Kirkland. He said, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think my guy had a chance.
And of course, Lou, an icon in the sport of boxing. And the interesting thing is that over in the other corner, Sharon Baker, a woman, of course, training Derek Bryant. There are some women trainers training men, but it's still not the norm, certainly.
So here we go, round 1. These 2 guys, nice to see heavyweights come ready to fight. These guys are in good shape, both of them. Both of them say they're ready to go the full 10 rounds if necessary. Neither one feels the fight will go that far.
Derek Bryant especially was emphatic to us. He really wants to get a knockout early. I don't want to go rounds with Kirkland. As I said, Kirkland, in 2 years, only 1 competitive round. He had broken his hand in losing to Robert Wiggins over 2 years ago. The same Robert Wiggins who, by the way, was knocked out by Derek Bryant, one of their common opponents.
Bryant has, on occasion, been a very slow starter. A left hand on the right behind it by Kirkland. When he fought Lovey Page, he was knocked down twice in the first round, once in the second round. He wound up taking Page out in the 5th, but that's something he really can't afford to do. So see if he learned a lesson from that to get on the gas early.
He said at our fighter meeting special, oh, big right hand. That's the right hand by Kirkland. That's a good one.
And that causes Bryant to cover up. Bryant's still not exactly all right.
Kirkland said this would be the real test of whether that right hand, which was fractured, is okay. And so far, it looks pretty good.
Well, Kirkland, even though he's the underdog in this house, Bryant's still trying to stay away here. Get the cobwebs out. Even though Kirkland was the underdog, he said he wasn't acting like it. You know, when you saw him around the hotel, you talked to him, he was the guy that was really talking more like the champion to be.
And there is a big fight waiting for the winner of this, an HBO After Dark fight that could help propel their career. So a lot to fight for.
Kirkland just looking to load up here. I'm not sure Bryant was all the way back yet.
He is very inactive in this first round, and allowing Kirkland to just land right hands right through his defense. You shouldn't be able to do that against a lefty unless you set it up with some hooks first, but no problem for Kirkland in this first round.
Absolutely. Coming right up the middle, too, right between the gloves of Bryant.
You mentioned Bryant starting slowly, and certainly he's doing that here tonight. And he might want to take Kirkland into the later rounds to see if he's got the stamina, since he hasn't fought many rounds recently.
Kirkland getting a little cocky right now, dropping his hands here. Generally not a good idea.
Not normally.
No.
Here comes Bryant.
Opening up a little bit here, but not much getting there. That left hand got there.
Bryant saw the video of Kirkland against Wiggins and was not impressed. He thought Kirkland was kind of amateurish in some of his moves. We saw a little evidence of that against the ropes.
He does a couple of things here. You can see him kind of lean back. He's not really on balance when he throws a lot of his punches. Some are. Again, coming right up the middle. I'm sure Bryant's corner will talk to him about that. End of one. Good round for Kirkland. Bryant goes slowly back to his corner. And I'm still not sure he's got it all back together.
You gotta fight this kid, man. You gotta fight him. You let him do what he want to do. You got to fight this boy. You got to fight him. Use your jab.
The right hand of Eric Kirkland, which was damaged 2 fights ago, looks pretty healthy right here. Landing the first of those right hands is what sent Derek Bryant against the ropes very early in the first round, and then he just kept piling those punches on. And again, you see the right getting through the defense of Bryant. And so Kirkland having a very good first round, especially the first part of the first round. But now he's in the second round where he hasn't been for over 2 years.
So we'll see. Bryant did not look like it was all together, even between rounds. May still be feeling the effects, even though he threw a flurry of punches toward the end of that round. Not enough to win the round. Round number 2. As we said, Bryant has been in this situation before. See how Kirkland leans back sometimes in his stance. Good left hand by Bryant.
And that's his power punch. Bryant has done most damage with his left hand among his knockouts. And there you see him working to both the body and the head.
In Bryant's corner, you might have heard his trainer say, you got to fight this guy. Bryant trying to do that here in the second round.
Eric Kirkland, the young man who has not been boxing long, in 1999, he wandered into a PAL gym, met Dwight Yard, the man who has been his trainer and his mentor, turned his life around. He'd had some trouble with the law, and now he hopes to get a big fight, and he's on his way to doing it, maybe.
Yeah, he's got Bryant back to the ropes again. A right hand set him up, and Bryant flopped right back into the ropes. This is the second round scheduled for 10.
A lot of arm punching by Derek Bryant. He's not getting a lot of leverage on his punches. Notice how good Kirkland is, at moving around to his left and getting outside where he can throw that straight right hand against Derek Bryant.
And Bryant turned that time, too. With the right hand.
I don't think I've seen a fighter do this well against the lefty without throwing many left hooks. And Kirkland's not, but nevertheless, he's finding a way to get those punches
No,
in.
it's interesting, isn't he? He's coming up the middle a lot.
And of course, he's positioning his foot. You see the lead foot of Kirkland. He wants that outside the lead foot of Bryant. That's the best way to attack a southpaw, and he's doing it.
Very strong. You can see that right hand a moment ago landed on Bryant's gloves and still kind of knocked him sideways.
How low are Kirkland's hands in this fight, and yet Derek Bryant's still not able to really take advantage of that.
Kirkland absolutely controlling the fight and showbiz a little bit.
He's talking to his right hand as he speaks to it. That's something from Austin Powers.
I hope it answers him.
I'm astonished that Bryant's not trying to throw punches when he does that.
Yeah, Bryant is, I think the advice in Bryant's corner was very sound. The fighter's not falling. Fight the guy. There was a left hand at the bell, not enough.
To take him out, you got to go to his body. To take him out, you got to go to the body. all right? Keep working upstairs. I want the body first, then you go downstairs. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Relax. Relax. You got this. You just relax. All right? Lou, put the ice on his back, okay? Give me some water on my head, please. Yeah. Give me some water. Ice on. Okay. Come here, hold your head so I can get the Vaseline on here. All right? Fucking guy's tired, boy. Here, come on, turn around. Okay. You put some water on your head. Okay.
The story of this fight has been the right hand of Kirkland, and the jab's not too bad there either, but the right has been very, very effective. He backed Derek Bryant against the ropes. And, you know, I've been calling boxing matches for a pretty long time, and I don't ever remember seeing a fighter talk to his right hand. But he is. He's talking to his right hand and telling it what to do.
I think he was complimenting it, actually.
Yeah, he said, you know, you're a pretty good right hand, and I mean that.
I mean, where have you been?
Yeah. And happy that it's healthy again.
I thought, again, good advice in the corner. The other thing I liked about the corner, we've talked about this a lot, Al, is that one voice, and that was the voice of Dwight Yard. Yard telling him, go to the body. He said, you want to knock this guy out, go to the body.
And he has landed some very good right hands Kirkland has to the body of Derek Bryant. Bryant's big problem in this fight, and I think it's been one that's kept him from keeping Kirkland off, is he has not gotten leverage on his punches. He's slapped with his punches, and so the power isn't there, and Kirkland has had no respect for him.
I think Bryant thought that Kirkland thumbed him that time. Bryant again back on the ropes. Bryant fighting in a very lethargic manner.
He looks very timid, and you could almost use the word intimidated right now.
There again, good job to turn Bryant by Kirkland and then come to the right hand. That time Bryant got there, but he held it in the process. He held his left right arm. That's really much ado about nothing. There's not much going on here. A lot of swinging, not much hit. That was a slap by Bryant.
You know, Eric Kirkland has some huge defensive deficiencies, none of which are being exploited by Bryant.
I didn't see a lot of those punches land.
No, I don't think that was that effective for Bryant, and may have punched himself out momentarily, which is not a good thing.
And then here he's telling Kirkland to come on. Kirkland obliges with an uppercut.
Not the way they drew up the blueprint for Derek Bryant when they talked about this fight, and you know, it was not lost on Eric Kirkland that Bryant was telling people it would be a quick night, and Kirkland said to us, yeah, it will be a quick night, but not with the result he anticipated.
Yeah, so far, a very lopsided fight. Now, as we've said, Bryant has been in this situation before, but of course, as the caliber of competition gets better, not as easy to do that.
Derek Bryant has almost never gotten off first in this fight. I mean, almost not one time. And Kirkland stands on the outside with his hands low.
Just Derek, and you would think Bryant has a long enough jab to at least reach Kirkland.
He has the height and reach advantage in this fight. You'd never know it. Bryant is so bent on counterpunching that even with the man's hands at his waist, he's not throwing any punches.
And he'll get right up the middle. Comes Kirkland, and Bryant virtually just allowing that. Again, right up the middle. And Bryant doing nothing but laying on the ropes. It's a word from Muhammad Ali, but I don't want to make that comparison.
Early in the round, in this sequence, it literally stopped Derek Bryant in his tracks. It either came from a clash of heads or what he perceived as a thumb. Something bothered his left eye and literally stopped him. This was the sequence in which Derek Bryant tried to make something happen against the ropes, or with Kirkland against the ropes, but as Barry aptly pointed out, not much really landing here. And what little did land primarily were slaps by Bryant, and that's been his problem. You can see graphic example here, and a good job in this replay of showing you that not much of substance really landed for Derek Bryant, and that made him tired for the rest of the round, and then he laid against the ropes.
Well, he's given away 3 rounds now, so if Bryant is going to get back into this thing, best he get on the gas sooner rather than later. And he still looks lethargic to me. He has since the first round.
Yeah, Derek Bryant came into this fight, I think, with the idea that he would land something big early, hurt Kirkland, and that would be that. Well, he doesn't even come close to that. And one of the things that Sharon Baker said is a strength of Derek Bryant, and we haven't seen it, is his ability to adapt to situations in the ring, and it just hasn't been there tonight.
No, absolutely not. Breathing through his mouth. I wouldn't want to think that he'd be tired at this juncture, because I know he was in pretty good shape coming into this fight, but so far not a lot to rave about with Derek Bryant.
And you know, you might say that Derek Bryant is doing this to try and get Kirkland into the later rounds, but that isn't what he said he wanted to do. He wanted a knockout early. And so you have to feel this is not a ploy on his part.
Kirkland is just getting off quicker, and he's doing it from strange angles. He's doing it with his hands at his side. Again. Kirkland just posing.
You can't have your hands any lower here. And he's letting Bryant get very close, and Bryant is just not throwing punches. This is really bordering on the weird for Derek Bryant.
It really is. It's almost like he doesn't want to be there. There's a big cut over the left eye of Bryant now. A very big cut. It could be a problem, I think.
Bryant has faced big punches for Jorge Gonzalez, while not a quality heavyweight anymore. This is a couple years ago. Bryant knocked him out in the first round after Gonzalez had landed a big punch, and Gonzalez can't punch. But tonight, the power of Kirkland has just completely stymied him.
And his problem's compounded now with the cut. There's going to be a lot of work to do on that cut. Bryant will posture as though there's something coming, but nothing does.
Kirkland looks at that, shook his head and said, hey, nothing there, he didn't do anything.
That cut is pretty nasty, and I think that could be a real factor in this fight.
Lou Duva said he thought this was a crossroads fight for each of these fighters, even more so for his fighter, Kirkland. And so far, if it is one, it's Kirkland that is looking to get to the next level.
It'd be a good idea for him, though, to maybe be not quite so cute.
Yeah, defense would be a concept. He hasn't needed it tonight. Yes, he hasn't needed it tonight because Bryant isn't throwing punches. But he will in the future.
And there's going to be some work to do in the corner of Derek Bryant. But feeling very confident, he said, I can still muster the violence that I need in a ring. You can see that cut. That is a nasty cut. It's in a bad place.
Yeah, it really is.
You want this, you got to take it. He ain't going to give it to you. You got to take it. Okay? This is the fifth round. You got to take it.
You got to throw punches.
You got to take. You got to throw punches. You can't keep letting him do that.
Well, it's sage advice. We're going to get the doctor in here, I believe.
I'm surprised the doctor didn't look in between rounds.
I am too. He's waiting to be beckoned by the referee.
That's a very bad cut in the bad spot.
Yeah, it is.
I'm all right. Okay.
And the thing is, it's very hard to get a cut like that to stop bleeding in the space of one round. So normally you would tell a fighter, stay away and let's work on the cut. Take a round off, if you will, but Derek Bryant can't afford to do that.
For a fighter who has only had one round in the last 2 years because of the hand injury and other issues, Eric Kirkland has been sharp. He's talking to Derek Bryant, and now he feels supremely confident against Kirkland.
Now, Bryant was talking to him. Kirkland responded. And it was all about Kirkland steps back, kind of laughs at it.
I'll tell you what, we've made progress. At least Kirkland is not talking to any inanimate object.
That's true.
That's
We're moving up.
Right. Got smack talk now, guys.
That cut, of course, starting to bleed again almost immediately. Things not looking real good for Derek Bryant. Long left hand misses. And the right hand by Kirkland. He's just throwing those shots from nowhere. I mean, he has no right not scoring with those punches.
No, you really shouldn't be landing a straight right hand from that far away against a left-hander, no less, without any chance of being blocked.
Kirkland just playing with Bryant now. Incidentally, another thing too, those ropes are very, very loose.
Yep, they are.
Bryant just fighting like a guy who just knows he has this one, and he's really embarrassing Derek Bryant.
And you know, I'm sure that Dwight Yardley will tell Kirkland he's better served just doing his job in there, because some of that can come home to roost at another time.
Yeah, you hate to see a fighter develop bad habits. And clearly this is a bad habit right here.
This is complete target practice for Kirkland, and really they have to think about stopping this fight pretty soon if Derek Bryant isn't going to throw any punches back.
Yeah, he's not defending himself.
Because he's not competitive right now and doesn't look like he wants to be.
In this corner, they repeated what they had said before, and that is you've got to fight this guy. You've got to throw punches, almost pleading with him.
Well, there's a man in front of him who is holding his hands at his waist, sometimes mugging, sometimes posturing. It doesn't make sense not to throw punches.
Now, there was a winging right hand, but it's a wild right hand.
The other problem Derek Bryant has is he squares himself up. He doesn't really utilize his lefty stance. He squares himself up against his opponent, which gives Kirkland a better shot at landing that right hand.
And that eye is looking every bit as bad in this round as it did the end of last round. So it's going to be interesting. You got a guy in there who's not being competitive. Serious cut over his eye. He hasn't won any rounds. Let's see what happens between rounds here.
Listen, you getting weaker letting him beat on you. Okay? You're getting weaker letting him punch on you. Don't do that. Stop looking for the one shot. Set it up with the jab. Body head, body head. You can do this.
Come on.
You can do this. You can make this.
Get in there.
You can make this your night.
Keep him out the center of the ring. Keep him out the center of the ring. Shamar, give me a wrench. Move your head.
Make this your night.
Move
you gotta
your
move
head.
your head. You telling him to come on, and he just beating on you.
There.
I don't want that.
Move your head and jab and throw it straight left.
You
Nothing
gave this
wild.
boy all the heart in the world. He
Okay?
take
Come
the
on.
shit back from him. You're losing bad. You're looking bad. You know what you got coming down that line. Let's get it. You gotta go get it this time. You gotta fight. Don't lean on the ropes.
Well, I thought the most telling comment there was Bryant's himself when he said the first thing out of his mouth was, "I'm weak."
He is not performing well, obviously. I'm astonished the doctor didn't come into the ring. He's being beckoned again.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's the mouthpiece. I can't believe the doctor didn't come in to look at that cut. You would think he would have in between rounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a fight that many people didn't think would reach this point. But it is here, and it's been totally one-sided.
Kirkland now just pot shot.
The interesting thing about this is, as bad as Derek Bryant's performance has been, because Kirkland is standing in front of him with his hands down, and this is a heavyweight in front of him who scored knockouts, there is still some remote chance Derek Bryant could make something happen.
That's true. One punch could change the tenor of the fight.
But Bryant has not put really any force behind his punches. He slapped with them, and unless he can land something of note, it'll be same old, same old.
He's trying to work the jab a little bit more this round. His corner told him to. He just looks, and we've used this word before, but again, it's the most apropos word. I think he just looks lethargic, and he has really since Kirkland hit him in the first round.
I can't remember a time when I've seen a right-hander land so many straight right hands, looping right hands, uppercuts from far back that are rights against the left-hander without setting them up, without stepping really hard to the left, without throwing left hooks that help set up that right hand. He could just throw that right hand with impunity.
Slapped again. Now that left hand was a pretty good shot.
That was the best sequence of the fight for Derek Bryant. mentioned that Kirkland turned his life around when he went into the GAL boxing gym and met Dwight Yard. He had been in some trouble with the law, and he said it literally saved him. And he's very grateful, and he and Dwight Yard have a wonderful relationship with Yard kind of as his mentor, and they're very happy that Lou Duva's on board as well, an old boxing hand that understands the upper levels of the boxing business.
First time he stepped into the gym, he got in there with a Gold Glove champion, got himself beat up. Yard liked what he saw, said, come on back, work in here for 2-3 months. I'll put you back in there with the same guy, and guess what?
He starched him. And that was when Dwight Yard said, you know what, I think I have something here. And he's been working with Kirkland ever since.
Bryant doing a little bit more in this round, but again, Kirkland's hand still to his side. I mean, he's just trying to duck out of the way of Bryant's punches. I actually gave that round to Bryant, not so much because of what he did, but because of what Kirkland didn't.
That was probably the least effort by Kirkland.
Jab, straight left, and move your fucking hat.
Down the side of you now, okay? We can make this shit happen right here. I mean, you want to get the fuck out of here, right? Huh? You want to get out of here?
You want it there? You want it there?
Treat it a riot on this motherfucker. You start a riot.
Come on.
You start a riot, damn it. This is your night. Everything is on the
One
line.
round does not fight make, but for Derek Bryant, at least the last round gave him some hope. This was an excellent sequence in which he landed some good punches, and toward the end of the round, with Kirkland's hands low, Bryant was attacking and did land that right jab.
All right? Come on, punch combinations now. Let's go. All right?
Nice and relax.
Kirkland, I think, is going to have to get his mind on business here.
How many times in an athletic endeavor, even among weekend athletes, has somebody thought they had something in the bag, let their concentration slip, and that they can't get it back again? So that's the danger for Kirkland, even though we're late in this fight.
Ask Michael Moore.
He would be the prime example, yes.
And we used to see it all the time. We were doing fights together, guys who completely, seemingly out of it, and then all of a sudden, and especially with these guys, these are heavyweights.
It will be up to Derek Bryant, of course, the 31-year-old on the left who just got hit with a big right hand.
He's faking it here.
It will be up to him to make that happen. He can't languish against the ropes like this.
I'm not quite sure what he's doing, if in fact he's faking it.
Well, I think he was faking it, but was really hurt.
Right,
Trying to feign that he wasn't hurt. Kirkland not working a lot either here, although he's landing a few shots.
Bryant just has no legs. And that turned him. So obviously, I think the referee's got to look seriously at stopping this fight soon.
And it wouldn't be traditionally the kind of fight you'd stop right now, but if Derek Bryant doesn't get more competitive, yeah, I agree with you.
He just has no legs, and you worry about somebody getting hurt in a situation like that. I saw a performance similar to this. And the fighter wound up going the distance and not recovering. I'm not trying to make a comparison, but in that case, his legs look very similar to Derek Bryant's. He just had nothing, just lethargic, just couldn't defend himself.
I think it was a telling sign that he said he was weak in one of those rounds. So he's hanging in there though, and occasionally lands, but not often. Here comes Kirkland again.
The way he's laying in there, if he is faking it, he deserves an Academy Award.
Kirkland has found out that that right hand, which was damaged or fractured a couple of years ago against Robert Wiggins, he has found out that that hand is okay. And this will tell you why common opponents don't always tell the story. Derek Bryant knocked out Robert Wiggins in 4 rounds. Wiggins knocked out Kirkland in 10 rounds, and yet here we have Kirkland dominating Derek Bryant. So you can't just look at who people fought and decide who's going to win. the body work that they were calling for in Kirkland's corner.
And that body shot forced Bryant to take a hard step to his right, just like he just has absolutely nothing in the tank. And look at him, he just fell into his corner.
You've got to go to war this round. Listen to me. Listen to me. You're in this inside. You got to bend your knees and rip that uppercut. Don't get wild with it. Don't get wild with it. Okay? You gotta throw more than one punch. You got
It's tired. With my nose, understand? Don't blow it, no. Don't blow it. Can't blow it.
How do you feel? Good.
Okay.
Okay, now you're camping, understand?
Like, you don't get tied into his bullshit. We don't have your conditioner. He's working on that 70%. I'll tell you this in the mind.
Yep.
That's what's working on now.
Hell yeah.
He's trying to get you tired.
Hell yeah.
You ain't tired.
Keep off those
We
ropes.
fight from a rat to a wild horse.
That's
You
right
understand
hand.
that? Okay?
That's right. It
Only one
has
Stone
been
Kold.
very effective, and he has thrown it whenever he feels like, and has landed it pretty much whenever he feels like. And there was the acting job, if you will, against the ropes.
I think your point's well taken. It was only a partial acting job.
Which means he would only win a Golden Globe,
That's
not
right.
an Academy Award.
That's right. People's choice.
Yeah, better yet.
On the other hand, wouldn't you, if you were in Kirkland's corner, be saying to him, go after him and get him out of there?
Yeah, because you reach a point in a fight like this where somehow it reflects badly on you, whether it should or it shouldn't. You have a fighter in front of you who's not doing very much, and you're not doing quite enough to end it. And especially when you're a heavyweight and people expect power from you. As Kirkland's shown power, but not enough to end this fight.
Bryant working the jab a little bit here. This is a wild record. I mean, Kirkland is just able to move Bryant back at will.
This was a fight in which I don't think anybody expected it to go 8 rounds. Most people felt it would be a hell-bent for leather affair lasting 3 to 4 rounds. Somebody would go down. Because that's not been that.
Bryant trying to stay in there, took a hard right hand.
Kirkland has landed some superb right hands, especially in this round. Bryant has hung in there.
Again, Kirkland coming right up the middle.
And, you know, this is where Dwight Yard would want Kirkland to work the body just a little bit more. And that might be enough to get the job done. There's the first really good left hook that Kirkland has thrown in this fight. Really turned on that punch very effectively.
Again, Bryant just laying in there.
We're seeing an Eric Kirkland, a 25-year-old who has very good offensive skills and obviously pretty good power. And it will be their job to make him the finished product and add some defense.
Decision really has not been in any doubt virtually since the opening bell.
Probably only one round that Derek Bryant has won in this entire fight.
Kirkland's going to be content, I think, to lay in here with Bryant.
Step back, step back, step back.
Take Bryant's power away from him. Right hand by Kirkland. Kirkland doing just enough here. It's the end of 8.
Ask you to do this entire fight. Derek, this is it.
2 rounds, Derek.
Everything is on the
9 to
line
10.
right here.
What are you doing, Derek?
Everything is on the
Why are
line
you
right
on the
here,
ropes?
baby.
Explain to us why you're on the ropes. Why are you on the ropes,
Lay on the
Derek?
ropes.
Derek, why are you on the ropes?
Hold the
eye back there, please.
You can't lay on the ropes and take this punishment. You cannot do this. You've got to fight this guy. You need these 2 rounds. You got to stop. The only way you're going to beat this fight is to knock him the fuck out. That's what
Got this. All right, okay? 6 minutes.
Hey, 6 minutes, baby. 9th round, baby. 9th round. Me too.
He's going to
playing games.
He's going to get desperate, understand? He's going to get desperate.
Yeah, he's going to start swinging. All right. Open the eyes. He's going to start swinging. All right. Okay. I got you.
The referee taking a long look into the corner of Bryant. And again, I feel this fight would be well stopped any time.
You could make a strong case for that. Eric Kirkland has been sparring with some very prominent heavyweights. He sparred with John Ruiz before his fight with Roy Jones Jr. He sparred with Lennox Lewis, Oleg Moskayev, Monty Barrett. Among that group, who do you suppose he said was actually the toughest to spar with?
I would think Lennox Lewis, but I know that's not right.
Amazingly, no. Oleg Moskayev, the Russian heavyweight, who is a skilled technician but has fallen on hard times in the last couple of years, he said he was the toughest guy to deal with.
Peeking into Bryant's corner in that last round, they were asking him questions, very direct questions, and Bryant didn't have an answer at all. Kirkland now trying to jump on him and get him out of there. Again, those ropes right in the middle of the back of Bryant. Very loose.
That's it.
And they stop it. That's, again, I think that's very well stopped. He wasn't defending himself.
No.
He has no argument here, I don't believe it.
You were laying on the rope.
No. Derek Bryant, while he wasn't hurt badly, and most times, as you look at it, Kirkland, who is a very, very happy young man right now, not so with Derek Bryant. Normally, you might think Derek Bryant could make a case. But you know what? You can't just be non-competitive in there for the entire fight, take big punches, which he was taking, laying on the ropes, and expect the referee not to at some point think about your safety. I don't think that's inappropriate at all.
Absolutely, and he went in and took a long look in the corner between rounds, and I think he saw the same thing you and I saw here, that Bryant wasn't even responding to his corner people. I think it's well stopped.
We'll see the sequence at the end of the bout in which Derek Bryant was again languishing on the ropes, and Eric Kirkland was more than happy to take advantage of it. And not every punch landed, but there was enough here, like that right hand and that right hand, to give the referee the idea that Derek Bryant wasn't going to do anything but cover up. And the referee had not seen him spring off the ropes and counterpunch in this posture.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of the same kind of thing, but I think he kind of went to school on what he saw in the corner. And again, I think very well stopped. Let's make it official. We go to the center of the ring, Michael Buffer.
And referee Joe Miller calls a halt to this contest. 56 seconds into the 9th round is the official time. The winner by TKO victory, he is Eric Stone Kold Kirkland.
Got a big victory for Eric Kirkland. He runs his record to 15 up and just 1 down, and as we said.